Good evening and welcome to the Tewksbury Zoning Board of Appeals. Today is July 27th, 2023. And first on the agenda, I'd like to call the meeting to order. First on the agenda is the meeting minutes approval for June 29th, 2023.
I'm open. Second?
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we'll start with our continued hearings. 1775 Andover Street, RI LLC, for a comprehensive permit under Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 40B, para. .20-23 of the MGL of proposed of rehabilitating, converting an existing hotel complex into a 130-unit housing complex. Said property is located at 175 Andover Street, Assessors Map 53, Lot 38, Zoned Office Research. Name and address for the board, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff Taccio. I represent the applicant, 1775 Andover Street, RI LLC. Jessica Rosenberg, one of the principals, is on the row behind me. Dave Newhall from Crocker Design Group, who you folks saw at the last meeting, is here as well. And then Kirsten Braun of Chapel Engineering is here with me at the table. We were here at the last meeting on June 29th, and we went through, made our presentation. We answered a lot of questions, and we were asked to come back with some further information. We also had the segment, the public commentary, which we took notes, and very positive. So that was encouraging for us. What we did was we went through, there were some comments that we had to follow up with. We had a plan submission with an update having to do with adhering to the town's specifications on the fire hydrant. Also, there were some requirements with respect to the handicap signage, and all of those changes have been made. I understand that the town's engineering department has signed off. They're satisfied with those changes. With that, the one open issue, we did not have our final traffic assessment at that time. We had some preliminary information. You folks had some really good questions, but I wasn't able to answer anything with any definitive basis at all. So Ms. Braun's here to give you a overview. We did submit the entire TIA, I think earlier in the week or last week, so you folks should have it. It's obviously extremely long, but she's very adept in my experience with her in going through the summary of what the important elements are. So if I may ask her to do that, I appreciate it.
Yeah, so just again, Kirsten Braun, traffic engineer with Chapel Engineering. So we did prepare a full traffic study for the site. Again, we completed that late last week, so I'm not sure if you have had a chance to thoroughly review it. I mean, as was mentioned, they are pretty lengthy and kind of wordy, so I'll just provide a quick summary of the study for everyone. So what we do when we do the traffic study is we look at existing conditions and we look at future conditions, both with and without the development in place. And what that does is really help us gauge the project's impacts. As part of the study to assess existing conditions, we collected traffic data at North Street and Andover Street, the site driveway, which is also shared with the mobile station in Andover Street, as well as Andover Street at the I-495 ramps. We then take this data and we analyze existing conditions to see how those intersections are operating today. On top of that, we layer on future background growth, and what that accounts for is any small residential developments, maybe population growth through the area. So we project our volumes out 7 years. And what we used was a 1% annual growth rate, and that was based on data that we obtained in the area relating to population growth, stuff like that. We also take into account any other background developments in the area, and we add that in, so we make sure we're accounting for any traffic that may be out there within that 7-year timeline. And then what we do is we estimate trips associated with this development. We are converting the extended stay hotel into 130 apartment units. So we did generate trips for the site, and we found that we're going to expect between 63 and 76 trips during peak hours. This isn't going to all be new traffic. Right now the hotel is generating traffic, so we actually collected count data entering and exiting the existing hotel during the weekday morning and PM peak periods, which are the critical periods to analyze when you're looking at a residential development. So comparing that data to the data that we projected for the residential development, we can expect about 29 to 30 additional trips during peak hours. This is a slightly conservative estimate. The ITE data we have is pre-COVID, and post-COVID, we know there's been shifts in traffic. A lot of people continue to either work from home or work more of a hybrid schedule. So we do actually probably expect this development to have less trips during the peak hour, but at any rate, our analysis really provided a conservative assessment. So we ran analysis with these conservative assumptions, and what we ultimately found was that the development really will have minimal impact on the adjacent intersections through the study area. We don't expect much increase in delay at study area intersections, and we don't expect any queuing issues on our site driveway. So essentially, that's just the brief summary. This project really won't have a great impact traffic-wise, but I can answer any other specific questions you might have.
Do you have any questions?
Do you have any impact study on any of the bus routes or anything to do with the bus stop that might be there? Is that affected at all?
So it shouldn't be impacted at all. I know there's a bus route that passes right through this area. We don't necessarily look at impacts to the bus route itself, but that would essentially be included in our analysis anyway, as those bus trips are included in our traffic counts, but we don't expect any impacts.
Okay, and you did say that you're expecting maybe a 29% increase?
29 to 30 additional trips during
Trips,
the, so
right,
it's,
not
that's
percentage.
entering and exiting traffic, so,
Okay.
yep.
I don't have any questions.
Good.
Okay. I don't have any other questions either. You have submitted everything that was requested, which is great. Thank you for that. I think that's,
So,
I think we need to open it up. Does anybody here have any questions or want to speak? 'Cause the hearing is still open. If you would like to speak, you're welcome to go to the podium. State your name and address for the board, please.
Bob O'Brien, 110 Cardigan Road. The only questions that you had for tonight for the applicants was about the traffic.
Right.
Everything else has been resolved and things like that.
Correct. Correct.
All their homework has been completed and turned in?
Yes.
Thank you. Again, allowing this conversion, again, I'm speaking highly in favor of it, not only for myself, but for the entire town. Not highly in favor of short-term, but also long-term as well. Allowing this conversion will give us all an opportunity for all of us in town, all of our residents, young and old alike. Once approved by the ZBA, I am an optimist, this will fully support townwide and regional efforts to expand our affordable housing, to provide more adequate and appropriate housing for our existing residents and for the residents on waiting, or local residents and wishing to be able to move to Tewksbury and live in affordable properties, and without destroying existing woodlands, without ripping down buildings, and without tearing down anything else. It's to me, this basically, it's simply a facelift. It's a facelift of an existing property. It's already there. They're going to make it more attractive for the residents, is also for the local abutters and the neighbors. And I don't see why there'd be any objections at all from anybody in this room or anybody in this town. With your approval, our ZBA board will create significant long-term benefits to our residents. Again, the people that are here and the people are looking to get into here because of the current short-term housing shortage. So that's all I have to say. Thank you for your time, and
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else? No? Want a motion to close?
Yeah, move the, motion to close both parts of the hearing.
You have a second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Do you want to read the motion?
We'll get to it. Motion regarding 11775 Andover Street, LLC for comprehensive permit in the Massachusetts General Law 40B, paragraph 20 to 23 of the Mass General Laws for the purpose of rehabilitating, converting an existing hotel complex into a 130-unit housing complex. Said property is located at 1775 Andover Street, assesses map 53, lot 38, zoned office research.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, you've been approved.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Okay, there's no other business. Somebody want to make a motion?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.